There's a lot happening in the sky right now. Uranus just moved into Gemini, a generational shift in how we think, move, and receive information. And there's a full moon building in Scorpio. This combination is peak revelation energy. Things that have been under the surface are coming up, patterns that have been running in the background are suddenly visible. And Scorpio full moons have a particular gift. They show you what you've been cycling through without realizing it. So that's where we're starting today. Because one of the most common patterns I see in soul led entrepreneurs is this: breakthrough, momentum, fade, reset, repeat. And somewhere in that cycle, they've decided the problem is discipline or desire or follow through. But what if the timing was just off? I spent a significant stretch of my earlier years in a very particular rhythm. There were festivals, there were psychedelic experiences, there were moments of genuine, sweeping clarity where I could see exactly what was possible. For me, for the work I was here to do, for the kind of life I wanted to build, I would find myself on a dance floor witnessing something symbolic play out, living out whole story arcs in my mind of what building something big and meaningful might look like. The visions were real, the expansion was real, and then the cycle would turn. I'd go try to make some money trimming weed, picking up whatever was available, and drop all the business building momentum I'd gathered. Then come back and try to pick it up again over and over. Nothing was actually accumulating. The insights were real, but they were living in a loop. I was building temporary art, not a foundation. It wasn't until I had a very honest moment of reckoning that I understood what was missing. I needed to get a home, ground myself, start a tax practice, let things be genuinely, intentionally boring for long enough that whatever I was building could actually take root. The peak experiences were never the problem. The problem was that I kept treating the reset as the destination. Like the breakthrough itself was the thing to keep chasing, rather than understanding it as the beginning of something that needed time and structure to hold. That's what the cycle code is designed to help you see. In cosmic currency, the cycle code is rooted in your natal moon phase, the phase the moon was in when you were born. This creates an energetic home base that you return to each month, a window when you're most naturally grounded, most resourced, most capable of locking things in. And the flip side, phases in your cycle that are designed for release, reflection, or integration, not implementation. Here's where this gets important. A lot of people are trying to build during their release windows and wondering why nothing sticks. They have the insight, they feel the momentum, they take the action, and then a few weeks later, it's gone and they're starting over. That's not a discipline problem. That's a timing problem. You were planting during harvest season. I worked with a client. She's a multi-passionate creative with several offerings and a lot of energy moving through her business, who kept having pricing and offer breakthroughs that never seemed to integrate. She'd have the clarity, do the work, make the shift, and then find herself weeks later back at the same question, like the progress hadn't held. She was genuinely confused. She wasn't avoiding the work, she was doing the work, but consistently at the wrong point in her natural rhythm. Her cycle code revealed she was born during a waning gibbous moon, a phase naturally oriented toward release, integration, and sharing wisdom outward. Beautiful energy, not implementation energy. And she'd been trying to lock in new decisions and systems during that very phase every single month without knowing it. When she shifted her timing, using her waning phases for reflection and release, and her building phases for locking in new commitments, things finally held. Not because she tried harder, because she stopped swimming against her own current. This is the medicine of the Scorpio full moon. It doesn't just illuminate what's been hidden, it asks you to be honest about the cycle you've been in and whether you've been mistaking the reset for the destination. A breakthrough is not the finish line. A secure relationship with money, one that holds, that compounds, that doesn't dissolve when the momentum dips, requires knowing when to move and when to integrate. Your cycle code is what makes that timing personal instead of guesswork. If you want to understand where you currently stand in your relationship with money right now, whether you're in an avoidance pattern, an anxious over management loop, swinging between both, or genuinely starting to build something that holds, the Cosmic Money Style quiz names your money attachment style clearly. That's your honest starting point. Take it at cosmicb.linkss.